Something I did when casting on this cowl was to cast on in pattern. It was a little bit slow and I did count very, very carefully, but the net result is that my first row of stitches that were cast on, that is the actual cast on stitch there, and it's held with a piece of pink yarn at its base. So what I did was I cast on in the appropriate colours for each of these sections, and let's show you how to do that. I'm using long tail, otherwise known as Continental cast on, or it can also be called slingshot. So this is an ordinary long tail cast on, but we've got two colours here. So I fastened my yarns to the needles with a double slip knot. This doesn't count. And then I'm separating the two yarns. So if I want a pink knit stitch, I'm making an ordinary blue loop and a pink stitch. For more on long tail cast on, I have other videos for entry-level long tail cast on. So all I'm doing here is setting myself up for pink stitches. Now the cowl is double knitting, so for each pink stitch I want a blue stitch. So we'll start again. So I want to set up for a pink knit, and its partner is a blue purl. So I'm doing the same action. I'm making a loop, I'm coming up from underneath and I'm purling the blue yarn away through that loop. So I've got a pink knit, a blue purl, pink knit, blue purl. So twist it so you can see a loop, come up from underneath and purl the blue yarn through it. So I have 2 pairs. We'll do 3 pairs with pink being the knit colour. Now I've decided I want to have blue as my knit colour. So what I'm going to do is swap the yarns around. And in order to stop yourself getting tangled, I make sure when I swap, I'm always keeping my pink on top. It doesn't matter which one you choose, as long as you're consistent. So my colours are now in a new position and I'm getting a blue knit and a pink purl. Blue knit, pink purl. I'll do one more pair. Blue knit, pink purl. Now let's have a look at what the first round would be like. So I'm slipping the stitches to the opposite end of the needle and dropping the double slip knot. So what I'm doing here is simulating in the round knitting. I'm holding my yarns at the back and we set this one up to be a pink knit. And I'm swinging them both through. And I'm using my unconventional rotation purling here. And I'm going to set up my hands. So I'm just matching the colour of the stitches, pink knit, blue purl, pink knit, blue purl. So I've got 3 pairs of stitches, 1, 2, 3. Now it's a colour change, so I can match the colour of the stitch, blue knit, pink purl, blue knit, pink purl, and there we go. There's the first round done. And you can see that the stitch that was on the needle shows almost like a first round of knitting, and it's the opposite colour around its base. And that's how we get this result. Now, casting on for a long edge like this, you obviously have to be very, very careful about counting your number of stitches. So I used lots of markers to differentiate the different repeats and counted them extremely carefully to make sure that I hadn't made a mistake in the cast on. If you've got a very long cast on and you do make a mistake, you've got one pair too many, well, you can fairly sneakily decrease that away on the first or second round. I'd suggest the second round, it will show less. If you've missed out a pair, well, you could again sneakily increase a pair on the second round with the subtlest increase you know. Just don't do it at the sides of the colour block, and no one else will ever know. But in the first instance, count carefully and double check.